from harm involving a minor.
I mean, it was a joke. Everyone's supposed to laugh about it. I mean, I wasn't trying to make fun of Mama's situation or anything. It was just simply a joke. I mean,
to dangerous choices and public betrayal.
Adopting her.
Right, that's what I thought this was.
Oh, okay, well now...
No, bitch, now you're playing stupid.
No, I did, honestly. Like, I'm not playing stupid. Like, I'm being honest. Like, I thought this is what...
I'm saying, would you rather do it that way?
One mother's story went far beyond typical reality TV drama. Here's how Mama June Shannon became the most disturbing reality TV mother ever, and why her actions still haunt her children today. Starting with the first one. She knowingly exposed her child to a man with a serious criminal past involving a minor. This alone puts Mama June at the top of the list, and nothing else even comes close.
I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to lose. I just want to tell my side of the story.
Well, let me just cut to the chase.
Go ahead.
In 2014, the world learned something that changed everything. Mama June had been secretly dating Mark McDaniel, a man who had spent 10 years in prison for abuse from her own daughter, Anna. He was convicted in 2004 for a serious child-related offense. The victim was 8 years old at the time. That victim was Anna, June's eldest daughter.
After everything everybody's told me and Anna's told me, you know, I mean, I do believe that, you know, something happened, you know.
You did not read these court documents.
I did not.
When McDaniel was released from prison in March 2014, June didn't stay away from him. Instead, she welcomed him back into her life. Photos surfaced showing them together at a hotel. Witnesses saw them spending time in public. June had made a choice, and it wasn't to protect her children.
I told Anna that not to bring up the past again, because I know it's hard for Anna, and it would be hard for me.
She's trying to heal,
and for me, that part of our life.
This wasn't a case of being fooled or manipulated. June knew exactly who he was and what he had done. She knew he had abused her own daughter. She knew he was a registered offender. Yet she chose to be with him anyway, putting all her children at risk, especially young Alana, who was only 9 years old at the time.
You have to see June as a mother. Do you not want to know what she went through?
She has told me what his went through. What
You don't want to look at this.
When confronted, June denied the relationship at first. Then she admitted they had been in contact, but claimed nothing serious was happening. The lies kept changing, but the truth remained the same. She had prioritized this man over her children's safety. TLC immediately cancelled Here Comes Honey Boo Boo when the news broke. Her daughters were horrified and felt betrayed. Anna, who had already suffered so much, watched her mother choose her abuser over her. The psychological damage from that choice is something no child should ever experience. There is no reality TV scandal worse than choosing a predator over your child's safety. No redemption arc, no tearful apology, and no amount of time can erase what that decision meant. But this was only the beginning of a pattern that would repeat itself over and over again. Across multiple reality shows, one theme remained painfully consistent. Mama June always put her romantic relationships first. After the Mark McDaniel scandal, viewers watched June continue the same behavior with different men. On her show Mama June, From Not to Hot, the pattern became impossible to ignore. Every new boyfriend meant her kids took a back seat.
You're gonna get in your car, get your and leave, and if I could buy you a plane ticket to go out there tomorrow, I would.
Yep.
Be very, very, very smart the whole time.
Thank you. Now it's like, we're getting a divorce.
When June started dating Gino Doak in 2017, things got even worse. Her children barely saw her. She stopped returning calls. Family events were missed. Birthdays came and went without acknowledgement. The cameras captured daughters crying, reaching out, and being ignored, while June focused entirely on her relationship. Pumpkin, one of her daughters, became the primary caretaker for young Alana, while June disappeared for days or weeks at a time. During filmed family gatherings, you could see the pain in her children's eyes as they waited for their mother to choose them, just once. June's daughter Lauren said in one episode, "She picks men over us every single time." It wasn't anger speaking, it was exhaustion from years of the same heartbreak. This wasn't limited to one relationship or one mistake. It was a behavioral pattern that defined her parenting for years. Even when her daughters begged her to get help, to come home, to be their mother again, June stayed with whatever man was in her life at that moment.
What has life been like currently for you guys? You've been on the road, you've staying in hotels, staying in suburban.
It has been kind of up. It got
The psychological impact of watching your mother choose literally anyone else over you, repeatedly, creates wounds that don't heal easily. Her children didn't just feel neglected, they felt worthless in their mother's eyes. What made it worse was that all of this played out on television. Her daughter's pain became entertainment. Their abandonment was filmed, edited, and broadcast for millions to watch. The humiliation was public, permanent, and for many of them, still ongoing. Yet even as her children suffered, the cameras kept rolling and capturing something even more disturbing. Here Comes Honey Boo Boo wasn't just a reality show, it was the commodification of childhood trauma disguised as entertainment. When the show premiered in 2012, it turned the Shannon family into overnight celebrities. 6-year-old Alana, nicknamed Honey Boo Boo, became the star. Her pageant antics, her catchphrases, and her larger-than-life personality made her famous. But behind the laughs was a family being sold to America as a punchline.
June, they're coming to you out of love and concern.
Do you not understand that I am staying with my sister? And that's not by choice. I swear to God, Mama, it's not by choice.
Okay, it's not? Yes it is.
The show filmed everything: chaotic meals, messy rooms, arguments, and deeply personal family moments. June's parenting, or lack thereof, was on full display. The children were shown in vulnerable, humiliating situations, with no understanding of how those moments would follow them forever. Alana was too young to consent to what was happening. She couldn't understand that millions of people were watching her, judging her family, and forming opinions that would stick with her into adulthood. She was a child performing for cameras, and her mother was the one pushing her into the spotlight.
And for our family.
I promise I'm gonna be here for you. Baby, I love you.
I want to thank Gino for being there. You really helped us out a lot when we need you the most. But Gino...
The show didn't just film their lives, it framed poverty and dysfunction as comedy. Viewers laughed at their living conditions, their food choices, and their struggles. What should have been private family challenges became public entertainment, and Mama June was happy to cash the checks.
I don't know about that. June? Hey.
What?
I think we should get you some help.
You're having a mini stroke. That can be a concern because of that.
June reportedly earned up to $50,000 per episode at the show's peak. That money came directly from exploiting her children's lives, emotions, and dignity. While other reality TV parents set boundaries, June let the cameras in everywhere. Nothing was off limits if it brought ratings. Even when critics called the show exploitative, June defended it. She claimed she was giving her kids opportunities. But opportunities for what? To be mocked? To grow up with their most embarrassing moments preserved forever online?
I mean, I wasn't trying to make fun of Mama's situation or anything. It was just simply a joke. I mean, it's not even like that.
Yeah, but this is a big deal. This is like serious now.
Her children became characters in a narrative they didn't write and couldn't escape. Their childhoods were monetized, packaged, and sold. The long-term psychological cost of that is something they're still paying today. And while the world watched them on TV, what was happening behind the scenes was even worse. Early on, some fans defended Mama June as unfiltered, authentic, or keeping it real. But in reality, what viewers were seeing was severe neglect dressed up as honesty. The family's living conditions were often shocking. Homes were cluttered and dirty. Basic hygiene seemed optional. Cameras captured environments that should have raised red flags, but instead, producers kept filming and audiences kept watching.
He was thinking more about y'all, well then I said, look, we're not gonna get anywhere staying here. we're just gonna stay in the same hole. The only reason I sold the house, we was dead broke.
There was no emotional structure in the household. Boundaries didn't exist. Rules changed constantly, or weren't enforced at all. Children ate whatever they wanted, whenever they wanted. Bedtimes were non-existent. Parenting was reactive, chaotic, and often absent entirely. June framed this as being a laid-back mum who didn't care what others thought. But being a laid-back parent means giving kids freedom within a safe structure. What June provided wasn't freedom, it was neglect. There's a difference between being casual and being careless, and June crossed that line repeatedly.
Mama's already skipped out on rehab twice, and it doesn't look like she's doing anything to try to redeem herself before court. So whatever kind of shady she's got going on gives me more reason to keep Alana and Ella away from her. Eat your donut, baby.
Her daughters grew up without the stability children need. Emotional support was inconsistent. When problems arose, June didn't guide them through it. She either ignored it or made it worse. The chaos wasn't a parenting philosophy, it was a failure to parent. Some viewers thought June's approach was refreshing compared to overly controlling reality TV parents. But children need protection, guidance, and care. They need a parent who creates a safe, stable environment. June provided none of that, and her children suffered because of it. As the years went on, the consequences of that neglect became impossible to ignore. Her children struggled emotionally, socially, and psychologically. The foundation they needed to thrive simply wasn't there, and by the time people started asking serious questions, the damage was already done. But things were about to get much, much worse when addiction entered the picture. In 2019, everything fell apart when Mama June's substance issues spiraled out of control. June and her boyfriend Gino Doak were arrested in March 2019 for possession of illegal substances, and related items were found. The arrest was just the beginning. What followed was a complete collapse of the family structure, with June's children left to pick up the pieces.
No.
Let's talk.
Negative.
Let's talk.
If you touch me,
Let's
I
talk.
swear to God.
Let's talk. Your
No.
daughters want to
No.
hear. Your daughters are here to talk to you. You need to hear what they got to say.
Money that should have gone to her kids disappeared. June sold the family home, the one place that represented stability for her children. They watched their mother choose drugs over everything, and everyone. Alana, just a teenager, was left without a stable living situation. June's behavior became erratic and dangerous. She lost dramatic amounts of weight, her appearance changed drastically, and she stopped caring about anything except ongoing dependence issues. Family members staged interventions, but June refused help. She pushed away everyone who tried to save her. Her daughters appeared on camera, crying, begging their mother to get clean and come home. Pumpkin took full custody of Alana, stepping into the parental role June had abandoned. Alana went from having a mother to essentially being an orphan while her mum was still alive. The addiction didn't just hurt June, it destroyed the family. There was no money, no home, no stability, and no mother. Her children grieved for her as if she had died, because in many ways, the mother they knew was gone. What made this even more disturbing was that it played out on reality television. Viewers watched in real time as a mother chose addiction over her children. The pain was raw, real, and broadcast for entertainment. Networks profited from June's destruction, and her children's trauma became ratings gold. And as if the addiction wasn't devastating enough, another betrayal was about to come to light. Years later, when Alana turned 18 and started accessing her own finances, she made a horrifying discovery. Her money was gone. Alana had earned significant money from Here Comes Honey BooBoo and subsequent shows. As a minor, that money should have been protected, managed responsibly, and saved for her future. Instead, Mama June had controlled it, and very little remained.
What happened to the other Dancing with the Stars money? Because this ain't all of it, June.
$33,000? That's it? From Masked Singer and Dancing with the Stars. There should at least be 6 figures in that account. Something's not adding up.
In interviews, Alana revealed she had to rely on her sister Pumpkin for basic financial support. The money she earned as a child, money that should have set her up for life, had disappeared under her mother's watch. June claimed she had spent it on the family, but the reality was far darker. This wasn't just poor financial management, it was financial abuse. June had used her daughter's earnings to fund her own lifestyle, her relationships, and eventually, her addiction. Alana worked as a child, became famous, and brought wealth to the family, only to be left with nothing. Other reality TV families have faced similar controversies, but Mama June's case stands out because of the complete lack of accountability. She never fully explained where the money went. She never apologized sincerely. She never made it right. For Alana, the betrayal cut deep. Her childhood was stolen for entertainment. Her privacy was violated for profit. And in the end, even the money meant to compensate for all of that was taken from her. But perhaps the most insidious damage June caused wasn't financial at all. It was emotional. One of the most heartbreaking patterns in the Shannon family was the complete reversal of parent-child roles. Pumpkin, June's daughter, became the de facto mother to Alana while still trying to navigate her own life. She took custody, managed school schedules, cooked meals, and provided the stability June refused to give. She did all of this while dealing with her own trauma from growing up with an unstable mother.
Oh, you need to get your toe done.
I know I do, but I just ain't had time. I need to get things cut. It's been 2 months.
Alana grew up far too fast. She went from being a carefree 6-year-old pageant star to a teenager managing adult responsibilities and emotional burdens no child should carry. She learned early that she couldn't depend on her mother, so she stopped trying. The older daughters also became caretakers, not just for their younger siblings, but emotionally for their mother. They managed crises, staged interventions, and tried desperately to hold the family together. Instead of being parented, they became the parents.
I'm gonna tell you, this is some Pumpkin asking for child support, because when Alana asks for clothes, I've sent it. When Alana wants to go to dinner with Draylin or whoever, I've sent it. I've bought her food. I've took care of those necessities.
The emotional toll of parentification is profound. Anxiety, depression, difficulty forming healthy relationships, and a deep-seated feeling that love is conditional and must be earned through service. June's children are still processing that trauma today. Despite all of this, June kept returning to TV with the same empty promises. Every time Mama June hit rock bottom, the same script played out like clockwork. First came the public breakdown. Arrests, leaked photos, family interventions broadcast on television. Then came the tearful interview where June would cry, apologize, and promise she was ready to change. Next came the comeback show, Mama June Road to Redemption, where cameras followed her supposed journey to recovery. And then, inevitably, the same behaviors returned. The problem with June's redemptions wasn't that she struggled, it was that she never took real accountability. Her apologies were performative, designed for cameras and public sympathy. The moment the attention faded, so did her commitment to change. She'd go to rehab, but leave early. She'd promise to put her kids first, then disappear with a boyfriend. She'd claim to be sober, then relapse. The cycle repeated so many times that her children stopped believing her. Real accountability means acknowledging harm, making amends, and sustaining change over time. June did none of that. She acknowledged harm only when caught. What makes this particularly disturbing is that networks kept giving her platforms, producers kept filming, and audiences kept watching. June's redemption was monetized even though everyone involved knew it wasn't real. And the consequences of all these failures continue to devastate her family even now. Unlike many reality TV scandals that eventually fade, Mama June's failures continue to impact her children every single day. The fallout didn't end when the cameras stopped. Her daughters are still processing the trauma publicly through social media, interviews, and their own reality TV appearances. Trust was broken in ways that can't be undone. Relationships that should have been safe and loving became sources of pain and disappointment. Alana has spoken openly about the emotional scars from her childhood. She's talked about feeling abandoned, used, and betrayed by the one person who was supposed to protect her. She's working through those feelings in therapy, but the damage runs deep. Pumpkin has her own family now, but she carries the weight of what happened. She raised her sister when she should have been figuring out her own life. She became an adult far too soon, and that lost time can never be recovered. The older daughters have also struggled. Anna, who was abused and then saw her mother date her abuser, has had to rebuild her life while carrying unimaginable pain. The other sisters have their own complicated relationships with their mother, filled with love, anger, disappointment, and grief. This isn't about embarrassment or public scandals, it's about lifelong psychological consequences. Children who grow up with neglect, exploitation, and abandonment don't just get over it. They carry it with them into every relationship, every decision, and every moment of their lives. June's children are survivors, but they shouldn't have had to be. They deserved a mother who protected them, supported them, and put their needs first. Instead, they got a mother who failed them in almost every way possible. Mama June's story is disturbing because it reveals the darkest possibilities of reality television and parental failure combined. Her children deserved so much better, and they're still healing today. What do you think? Has reality TV gone too far? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more reality TV deep dives.